Ah, yeah, video is now playing. Okay, yes, straight puke has made a video. No, I mean crooked puke. Yeah, that would be the play on words. Play on words. That's going to be part of this video. Anyway, it's a response video to the anonymous asshole who does the image, talking. I wonder if they should do legal arguments this way. You know, where you keyword a bunch of images, on Google, take the images, put them as part of your argument. Yeah, you make everything very nice and juvenile. Ooh, ominous. The straight dope with the arrow.
Hello, guys. I'm here to comment on the second dismissal of Gary's lawsuit. This is the suit in which he intended to add me as a defendant for alleged copyright infringement and libel. The case is pretty high profile, with the listed defendants including JonesR999, Soup Excellency, and Brett Keene's dead mother. Gary wants to set precedent.
Yeah, well, you should just kind of point out that those two people are committed perjury. But, let's go on.
For regulating discourse on the internet and redefining the very spirit of copyright law.
I don't think that's true at all. You're saying I'm redefining the very spirit of copyright law? I don't think there's anything in the spirit of copyright law in the past that said anything about malicious little weasels fucking with other people's shit. And as you're just, like I said, did you draw this image of a copyright symbol with a bomb on it? I don't think you did. But we don't know, do we? You don't attribute it to anybody. You don't do anything. You just take it and use it and do whatever you want, right? It's kind of slimy behavior. You should pay something, don't you think? A couple of pennies at least per image, just a little something to the guy who made this shit that you're using.
Unfortunately for him, he's his own worst enemy. He's currently on the U.S. Marshals watch list after posting a video on YouTube playing a short teleconference between himself, JonesR, and Judge David Hittner, and then...
Right, now you're supposed to be some free speech advocate, some advocate for the poor oppressed, minorities and stuff. They're being suppressed and having their speech suppressed, and then you'll sit there and defend the system and say that somebody's not allowed to say anything about the poor little government officials. And if they do, we're going to sick the cops on them. If they make a video speaking their mind, we're going to sick the cops on them and maybe listen to their phone calls and watch what they're doing because they said they don't like somebody. Ooh, how scary is that?
Angrily ranting about how the judge is incompetent and knows nothing about the legal process.
Yeah, and that sort of was verified when the asshole had to recuse himself a few hours later because he realized, oh my God, I'm fucked. I'm a moron.
After that teleconference, Hittner recused himself, and the case fell into the hands of Judge Melinda Harmon. She dismissed the case on April 12, 2010.
Right, by ruling on a motion that was 17 months old and filed in a different court. That makes sense, right? That happens all the time. I bet in the whole history of jurisprudence. I wonder if that's ever happened in a federal court before, that a motion dismissed was acted on 17 months after it was filed.
I'm not going to comment on the merits of any judicial decision, but I am going to discuss Gary...
Right, so ignore half the subject and only deal with half the subject. And that's the straight dopey way to deal with a subject, is to just ignore the context and talk out of your fucking ass. Brilliant.
These follies. Before I get to the main issue, I want to have a bit of fun and point out the absurdity of the title of Gary's recent video in which he calls Judge Harmon maliciously incompetent.
Let's talk about the absurdity of straight dope. Yeah, those two words don't go together, do they? Straight dope? I think drugs is bad, okay? And so it can't be like straight dope. It just can't happen, asshole.
It's not possible for a person to be maliciously incompetent. Incompetence is a lack of ability, and maliciousness is intent to harm.
Right, and a play on words is a play on words, which means you put two words together that don't necessarily go together because it's kind of an interesting play on the words. But yeah, the idea that somebody doesn't perform some part of their job, okay, like if, you know, turning the radar on or something, right? And so they've not performed their job because they want the kamikaze to blow up the ship because they're actually a Japanese spy, see? So they're maliciously incompetent. Get it? Moron.
You can't accuse a person of not knowing what she's doing and then say that it's because she's out to get you. It's sort of like calling somebody...
Of course you can. I mean, what other tools do they have to get you with except not doing their job? It's like if an umpire at a baseball game doesn't like you and he wants to maliciously harm you. How does he do it? Oh, that's right. He doesn't do his fucking job. Idiot.
Maliciously deaf. Anyway, I'll move on. The main...
Oh, and you don't think, like, for example, religious assholes aren't maliciously deaf. They're deaf to the argument because they're maliciously selfish and they don't care about whether the world functions rationally or not because it's their God and they won't let go of it so they won't hear the counter-argument. You know, there's so many ways we can go with this. And this is what you make your video about? Bullshit. I mean, this is a very nice image. Who'd you steal this from? You want to give his name or something? I mean, using one or two of these in a video, well, that might be all right. But just every single, all this rotation of somebody else's images, you just don't see anything at all a little bit slimy about doing that.
The purpose of this video is to address Gary directly about his self-destructive conduct, which I will do starting now. Hello, Gary. It's your friend straightd0pe talking. I'd like to give you some advice. Now, I don't make a habit of giving advice to those who have made themselves my adversary.
Oh, I think that's all your videos are, is a little snarky advice you give other people in your little snarky manner, like you're a snarky expert at something. All you're an expert at doing is writing a couple of paragraphs of gibberish, keywording it in Google, and stealing a bunch of little fucking images. Who the fuck can't do this stupid shit? That fucking autistic Asperger-brained fucktard could do that.
So the only reason I'm saying this is because I know you won't listen. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you don't have the self-control required to take the advice I'm about to dispense.
Yeah, well, I'm not paid to have self-control, am I? Is somebody paying me $200,000 a year to have self-control and be disciplined, to be all that shit? No. I'm a fucking citizen who's allowed to get outraged and go fucking ballistic and insane, and that's really what I should fucking do. I should be ranting and raving because it's broken, it's bullshit. There's criminals running our government. Maybe we should be a little bit outraged. We should, stick our heads out the window and yell, "I'm not gonna take it anymore." Maybe we should do that, dumbass. Instead of just stealing little images and snarking on videos and being a naysayer and a putz mouth and a shit brain and a fucktard.
Even if you wanted to. Regardless, I'm gonna say my piece. You feel the need to go through the justice system to battle what you find to be offensive, whether it be tobacco taxes or people using parts of your YouTube video.
What? It's not offensive. I'm not battling what's offensive. I'm battling what's patently unfucking fair. That's a violation of the fucking goddamn rules of civilization. That's what I'm fighting, asshole.
In ways you disapprove of. The justice system is a system of human beings, and you seek to...
Oh, yeah, so why don't we say that about, okay, the umpire system in baseball is just a system of human beings, and they're allowed to be bigoted and have their own favorites and not do their fucking job. Because they're human beings. They don't have to do their job. Come on.
Decisions in your favor from these human beings.
They're paid to apply the law. They're not paid to be human fucking beings, dumbass. They're paid a lot of fucking money.
Therefore, it does you no service to get on a public forum and insult judges who you believe have acted unfairly.
Who cares? I'm not doing it because I think it's constructive, like, oh yes, this has a purpose. I'm doing it because I'm an outraged human being who's not getting paid not to do it. So pay me $200,000 to wear a suit and be disciplined, and I'll goddamn do it.
For the sake of argument, let's say that you have perfectly legitimate grievances. You get on YouTube and turn Judge Hittner's head into an ejaculating...
Yeah, exactly. And I did that for what reason? Because he dismisses a case about the right of people not to have that done to them. Alright? So I did that in that video, completely symbolic, I think effective to its purpose. So fuck you.
Cock, while screaming about how he's an idiot who doesn't understand the legal system. Well, guess what, Gary? The next judge is his colleague, and will naturally take a...
Well, if that's what she's doing, if she's naturally taking offense, then she's not doing her job. She's being incompetent. And I would say it's malicious incompetence if you're abolishing somebody else's constitutional rights with that incompetence. You get it now? Do you get the idea that there's a maliciousness and an incompetence, and they are tied to fucking together?